everybody. This is Mr. Jen. Yeah, you get to see me face to face again. Don't you just love that? Anyhow, I am here to do a very special video about the eclipse. The lunar eclipse is happening on Friday, July 27, 2018. I am not a professional astrologer. I'm just going to give some basic information that I've picked up on. What basics I know, because that's going to lead into a reading that I'm going to do, a tarot reading in this video. Anyhow, if you would like a professional reading and know what this eclipse, how it's going to affect you, one of my followers, who happens to be my best friend in the world, and she's like a sister to me, known her for many, many years. It's Rock That Body. I'm sure you've seen her comment on some of my videos. Anyhow, I could hook you up with her, and she could give you an astrology reading and do your chart and see what's going on. Okay? Anyhow, with that said, I'm going to start off. What is the eclipse? I'm not real knowledgeable about it, but I will say that it brings major change. Brings shakeups and major changes. A lot of people, they hear the word eclipse in the astrology world, and they run like hell. They run and hide and put their blankets over their head. Okay? I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. Let's get this eclipse done and over with so I can go on living. Okay? Really, that's not the way to approach it. You have to approach it head on and know how to handle it. Okay? This eclipse is in the sign of Aquarius. I'm sure you know, or you've heard the term, the age of Aquarius. That, you know, it is a collective, a community, groups of people come together, you know, major world events. That's the age of Aquarius, the world changing. Okay? And it's the humanitarian sign, Aquarius. Okay? So this eclipse is happening in that. It's going to have some major events. Mars retrograde is actually going to be conjuncting this eclipse within just a couple of degrees. That means, right there, it tells me on a global level, we're probably going to see uprisings. We may see some riots, and something big. It's probably going. This is something big. It's going to be happening. And even in the scientific world of astronomy, the other side of, you know, the planetary things, this is the longest eclipse in 120 years. So this is something really big. It's in the news, for crying out loud. This eclipse is in the news. Okay? And I wanted to address this. I don't address all eclipses and all that stuff. But this is something really big. And there are so many retrograde planets that are going to be playing a part of it. Speaking of retrograde is R-E, retro. Going backwards, okay? And it's about, with so many of these planets that are retrograde, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that explain all the different planets that are retrograde. This is a lot of revisiting of the past. There's a lot of karma that has to be reckoned with. This is about redoing a lot of different aspects of life, everything from health to relationships to career. A lot of redoing. Okay? Now, the biggest aspect that the biggest place that this is affecting is the south node. The moon has two nodes, a north node, which is things that are coming up in the future. The nodes are about what your soul wants, the journey of your soul. These are the commitments that when you incarnated in this life that you promised yourself. And the north node is this. These are the things that I plan on, that I promised myself I'm going to achieve in this lifetime. Okay? Along with that comes change. Okay? And the unknown. The north node is the unknown. And a lot of people are deathly afraid of the unknown. They want to know, they want to stay in what's familiar with them, and they don't want to charge forward into uncharted territories. No, the opposite is the South Node. The South Node is what is already familiar and known, but stems from the past. And it typically goes all the way back into your childhood. So, being as big of an eclipse this is, and this occurring in Aquarius on the South Node, it's hashing out, problem solving, going back, big shakeups, big changes occurring, life-changing events. And we're going to throw some planets into this real quick. I hope this doesn't take too long, this segment. But the ruler of Aquarius is Uranus. Uranus is the surprise planet. It usually catches people off guard. And it is something that's sudden. So when this eclipse hits on Friday, there's going to be sudden things that occur. Sudden things that maybe you saw them coming, maybe you didn't. Maybe you saw them coming and you thought, no, that's not going to happen. And it happens. And despite your preparation, you're still taken off guard. Your foundations, your stability is thrown out the fucking window. Okay? Now, we're going to throw Mars into the mix. Mars is conjuncting this eclipse. Mars is the planet of action. It's the planet of confidence. It's like your desires, your drive. It's a forceful planet. It is also known as the warrior planet, planet of war. Okay, so this is conflicts that occur also, depending on how Mars is aspected. And let's throw in that Mars is fucking retrograde, people. OMG, it is retrograde. So you imagine a wall. Let's use a wall of water, for instance. Usually, bulldozes whatever's in its path. But if you have this really sturdy brick wall, it's not going to stop that water or these barriers, but it's going to hold it back a little bit. And that water is going to try to push forward even harder. That's the energy of Mars right now. Okay? It's being held back, but it's trying to push forward. Okay? It is hesitant when it's in retrograde. Okay? So, it leaves you second guessing also. You know what actions you want to take, you know what actions you need to take, but you're second guessing it and say, I want to do this, but do I really? Okay? And let's throw into the mix of the fact that Mars is squaring Uranus. Conflicts of your past. Hello. People from your past coming back into your life. Revisiting past relationships. That brings conflict. And for so many people, that could be childhood friends. You know, people that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. Old childhood sweethearts. High school romances. Even past high school. Okay? And you have to think about why did this not work the first time. Okay? There's reasons. But if Mars was positively aspected, this may not be a bad thing. It may be a rekindling of an old romance from many, many, many years ago. But Mars is squaring. Proceed with caution. These old romances They're going to cause conflicts in your life. And sometimes you just have to cut your losses and say, you know, it didn't work the first time. Hey, you're causing me problems now. Goodbye. This could also be job related. You're in your job for 20, 30 years. Okay? And or maybe, and it's like you come to a boiling point with it. And it's about changes. Maybe it's just shakeup that comes with a job. Or maybe this is an employer from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And acquaintances that you've met along the way. But maybe it's something that happened on that job that starts haunting you now. You have to address it. It depends on... I'm not going to get too far into houses and stuff like that in this video. Ask Rock That Body. She'll explain all that to you. But with all this, we are also going to throw Mercury into the mix. I'm going to say that R word again. Retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow. Hello. So mix a Mercury retrograde in with this eclipse, in with the paths of the South Node, in Aquarius, with Mars, squaring Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius. Boy, you're going to clusterfuck here. Let's just face it. This is Mercury retrograde is the redo planet. It's going back and redoing and revisiting situations and plans of the past. Some of you out there probably had 2 roads to go, and you're revisiting both of these paths, both of these roads. Which road do you take? The hesitation of Mars. You know what way you want to go, but you're also tempted to veer off course and go the other way. Who's to say which way is the right way? That's where self-reflection comes into play. You have to revisit, you have to take into account what has happened. What's gone on leading up to this eclipse? Where's your heart? Okay. Where's your passion? Okay. So there's definitely this is a lot of self-reflection, a lot of changes is coming about. A lot of people is uncomfortable. A lot of people want to run from it. But you have to face it head on. Boom. Right dead head on. And it does require introspection on your part. And decide what is best for you. Okay? And let's add a little bit more to this. Uranus. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to go retrograde in August. Hello, another retrograde. Okay. August 2nd, it's going to be stationary. This is a time, and it's going to be stationary in Taurus. Taurus is the house of the sign of stability. It's also dealing with finances and material belongings. You know, your very fiber of your material world. And it's also stability, peace, calm, problem solving. Taurus people are very good at problem solving. It's being in control. Okay? And when it goes with all this chaotic thing over this eclipse, when Uranus goes stationary right before it goes retrograde. It goes backwards. Okay? It's going to be crying out for stability, calming things down, resolving these problems and conflicts before it goes retrograde. I'm probably going to have to do a video on Taurus, because Taurus sun sign, Taurus rising sign. I think you're going to be hit with this, with Uranus going backwards. And you know, once it goes retrograde, there's going to be things that come up that came up before it went retrograde, or before it went retrograde. Over the course of it going retrograde, it's going to pass over previous points. So you can have other things pop back up again. While it's in Taurus, it's going to resist that, but things are going to pop back up again that could throw your stability off whack. And this is not just for Taurus, this is for anybody. But I feel like Taurus, Sun, and Rising are going to be hit harder. So, throwing all this into the mix, this is really a major big eclipse. And I'm already feeling the effects of Mercury. This is my third attempt at doing this video. Every time I try to do this webcam video capture, my software was shut down and none of the videos saved. So this is my third attempt at doing this. So I'm already feeling it. Yeah, Mercury retrograde affects your electronics, yes, and technology. Throw that into the mix. Okay, so what do you do? What did I do to solve that problem? Going back, instead of my high-end Corel video studio that I can do all kinds of crazy effects and stuff in it, I went back to the basic Microsoft Movie Maker to do this. Just because I don't think it's going to crash on me. It was the reliable, this software has always been the reliable, it's always been the steady, the stability software. So, with that said, another revisit, going back to old software instead of my new high-end fancy software. Right? Okay, going back to what is known to be reliable, what is known to be steady. That's what this is. This retrograde is about: big changes, but stable. Trying to make the changes to stabilize your life. Okay, so now the next segment is I'm going to go into my actual tarot reading. I came up with a custom spread addressing this eclipse. Okay, I'm going to give a sample reading. And then I'm going to offer this here on YouTube. You can visit the PayPal link below. On my website, I'm also going to have a PayPal button. I'm going to be posting this on my website at www.mysticgem.com. You could go there. You'll see the PayPal at least within an hour or something like that after me uploading this video. It'll be there. I'm debating on if I'm going to put this on Etsy or not, because this is short term. I'm going to run this special through this coming weekend. Okay? And this reading will be 8+ cards. 8 tarot, and there's going to be oracle cards. There might even be more tarot. Depends on where Spirit leads me, but it's going to be a minimum of 8, plus at least one oracle. I will share with you ahead of time the one oracle I'm going to be using. Power of surrender. Because this eclipse is about problem solving. What do you need to get out of your life? What do you need to reevaluate? Okay, so with that said, normally a reading like this would be roughly around $25, $30 mark range. I am going to offer it for $15 through the weekend. Okay, after the weekend, then the special ends. If you still want this reading, then you can contact me and we can make arrangements. But now let's switch over. I'm going to switch camera views and we're going to get into the cards. Let's do some card slinging, folks. Okay, now for the fun part. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on the tarot part of this video. Okay, here's one of my tarot bags that I made. I need to get some more of this material. I like this. I may want to put one up in my Etsy shop. Okay, so this is my reading for the lunar eclipse on July 27th, 2018. And okay, why is half of my deck in the wrong direction? Okay, I think I got them all straight now. Okay, I am going to go ahead and shuffle. And remember, this is going to be the reading that you would receive if you purchased it. Can't burn my candle because I need to get another candle. Because I'm getting wax everywhere. It's like, my good reading cloth, wax on it again. It's like the last one I had. Don't know how I'm going to get that wax off. Wax on, wax off. Okay. So, this is going to be... Okay, so we're going to concentrate on the lunar eclipse for July 27th, 2018. Lunar eclipse. What messages does God and the great divine and spirit have for us for this lunar eclipse? Okay, we got some cards already falling out. Oh, there's a lot of cards. Okay, we're going to go with it. To start. And we're going to go with, okay, the current situation. This is the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, so the situation is about being in, about messages of love. This is messages of love. He is the messenger. He is about self-reflection. And the current situation is you're not looking at things in a very good light or a very good perspective. This is about needing to reflect but not wanting to. And all those tender moments, all those tender loving words might be blocked. This could also be avoiding any kind of emotional communication. Avoiding, in order to avoid conflict, kind of steering away from the emotional aspect of this situation that you're in. And what led up, what energies were leading up to this eclipse? And we have the Knight of Wands, another court card. The Knight of Wands, I'm going to put him up here. I just feel to put him up there. The Knight of Wands is, he's somebody who is driven. He acts without thinking, and it's movement. He's looking towards the past. So what led up to the current situation was a situation of somebody charging backwards. It feels like somebody charging backwards to the past, revisiting past situations and not really thinking about it. It was a very passionate, very energetic, full of energy. This is also the Knights also bring change. So this could be change of job, change of residence. Okay, and the Knight is very impulsive. So I feel like there's impulsive actions that was leading up to this eclipse that may have been some not so nice or negative type of emotional communication. Like maybe somebody was a hothead and somebody said some things they didn't mean, maybe purposely trying to hurt somebody, or maybe even not purposely trying to hurt somebody, but not thinking about your words is what I'm getting here. Not thinking about your words and your actions. So this is about acting impulsively. Okay? And not thinking about it, and words flying out of your mouth that maybe you really did not mean to say. Or you meant to say it, but you could have said it in a different manner. You did not reflect on it first. That's why this is reversed. They're looking at the fish and reflecting and seeing what comes out of the cup, but not seeing what was coming out of the cup, distorting the truth. Somebody was distorting the truth. I feel like maybe false messages could have even come to you that led to impulsive actions. Okay. That's what led up to this eclipse. That's not the energy. This is what led up to it. The situation that led up to the eclipse. That led up to where you are now. The eclipse is on Friday. Now, we're going to see what energies are coming in as we go into this eclipse. And we have the Sun reversed. It's kind of funny that the Sun is the Leo card. The Sun is also high energy, fire, and Mars is about fire. The Sun has a direct influence on the eclipse because it's part of the eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse that is because of the Sun, the alignment of the Sun and the Moon. The Sun is reversed. So, taking into account here that this eclipse is this is charged with a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion, but it doesn't mean it's always in a positive way. Still, there's charging into something without thinking. The Sun reversed is not negative, but it's not fulfillment. It's more of happiness, but on a lesser degree. Okay? And it is full potential, full happiness is blocked. And like these two cards are definitely energies, things that are led up to this, where you are at now, right before the eclipse. So all these are like pre-eclipse situations. So let's move forward. What energy is actually helping you in this situation? And it comes up as the Four of Swords. Interesting. The Four of Swords is about healing and rest. Okay? I'm being shown putting something to rest once and for all. Okay? Stop rehashing and finally put it to rest. The swords are the swords of truth. Deal with the truth. The truth has to be told. This is coming up with maybe some untruths that's affecting you emotionally in a not so good way. The truth has to be told, has to come out, and then it's like cutting out, using the swords to cut out the negative energies. And it's about, like I said, it's about a time of rest, and it's about a time of healing. Quieting the mind. So a peaceful, restful energy is what is being called for, that will help get you through this eclipse. Use this eclipse for self-contemplation and moving forward. And take some time out. Okay, let the situation rest. You could be your own worst enemy with your words and your actions. You think you know what you want. And this is like Mars. When I was talking earlier about the Mars retrograde, Mars wants to charge forward, but they're hesitant. It's rethinking. Is this what I really want? And you doubt what you really want. Okay? But you need to take some time to think about things. You need to quiet the mind. Rest first. You have to let the healing begin. And the way the healing is going to begin is cutting things out of your life to allow a relationship to heal. I'm definitely feeling this is definitely relationship related. Okay? We have 3 of the suits here. There's the emotional aspect, 2 emotional cards. We have fire, which is the passion and action, and swords, which is also action, but it's in the thought process. It's time to let it go. You have to let it go in order to heal. What obstacles do we have? We have the Hangman. Okay? The Hanged Man is, the challenge is trying to look at your situation, your relationship, in another light, in a new perspective. Okay? And I want to point this out. There's a light around his head. It's about being illuminated. It's knowledge coming to you. Okay? And with this knowledge coming to you, instead of being a hothead, as in the Knight of Wands is a hothead, okay? Instead of being hot-headed and saying things, communicating things that you really don't want to say or communicate, don't really truly mean deep in your heart. You need to look at things and come up with a new approach. This is approaching things in a new direction. And also part of this challenge is you feel suspended. You don't know if you're going to move forward or backwards. Are you going to revisit and keep hanging in there on this relationship? Or are you going to leave it behind and move forward? The hangman is calling you to hang in there. But that's the hard part. That's your challenge. Trying to hang in there and look at things in a new way. And it's very key. Looking at things in a new way is key to this healing also. You keep going backwards, looking at things and overreacting and stuff that you keep moving backwards, and they keeps moving back. It makes one step forward, 2 steps back because of their own actions. I can relate very well to this. Okay. Then the next card is, what do you need to surrender or let go of? Okay. This is the Ace of Swords reversed. Upright is the sword of truth and victory. Reversed reminds me of lies. Okay? And the energy around this are all the lies that have been told. Not just on your partners or my partners, but I mean, anything, any untruth or any exaggerations that have come about that have left you feeling hurt, that's what you need to release. You need to release the energy around the distrust. You need to release the feeling of being defeated. Spirit's talking right now, and you feel defeated. You feel like hopeless. You feel that sword is a dagger. It's coming straight down. It's like it's coming straight down at you. And you're afraid of getting stabbed. Okay, again. You're afraid of getting hurt again. You need to let go of these insecurities. And you need to let go of the past deceptions. I am seeing here past deceptions that have occurred to you, that have happened to you. This is not saying, I don't see anything here so far that says walk away from your relationship. Nothing. Everything is about new perspectives, looking at things in a new way. None of this is showing me walking away from the relationship. It's showing change. And this eclipse is about change. So this situation here is I'm feeling an attitude change. Okay? Definitely an attitude change. Changing the way you communicate with each other. This needs to be turned upright. So part of the change is going from negative communication, turning off the emotions, not wanting to see things the way that they're supposed to be seen, exaggerating, immaturity, making it upright for those love letters, and growing. Okay, turn it upright so you can start growing again. The relationship is the growth of it has been stunted, and it's been stunted by lies and deceit that you have to let go of. You have to forget about it. It happened. There's no changing it. It's done. It's over with. And it's time to move forward. It's time to, for now, through this retrograde, hang in there. There could be some rough times still with that. I see with this retrograde, I mean eclipse. The eclipse could be still, I say still avoiding talking about personal problems with each other. Okay? It also could be beckoning you to enjoy each other. This could be passion. This eclipse could bring passion, enjoying each other's company, high sexual energy, but avoid the talk about emotions and just enjoy each other until this is over, because you might say things that you don't want to say. Okay? Get upset over things that you don't want to get upset over. And then the last card in this is the outcome. And this is the outcome if you follow this advice. Now that you're aware of the situation, you know what led up to it, you know what you've done. See, this reading is not about your partner, your business partner, your cousin, your brother. This is about you. This is energies around you, okay, that you've experienced, okay? This is you acting like the hothead. This is you trying to shut off those emotions and avoiding them. This is you lashing out between these two. What happens when you heat up water, it boils, especially with a reversal here. It's not the heat of passion, it's the boiling point. And letting things get to you so bad that you totally explode. The Knight of Cups, when he gets really pissed off, he's going to explode. Okay? The Knight of Cups does not always have control over his emotions. That's why he does things without thinking. And that's the energy that you're in. And that's why this Hangman comes up, because you have to take on a new perspective. Okay? And letting go of the harmful things that were done to you, letting go of the injustice, letting go of the lies that you felt that you've been told. Okay? Letting go of the feelings of being defeated. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and get the last card. If you follow all this and pay attention to this, instead of staying on your current path, where is this going? Okay. This is a good thing. We have the Five of Wands reversed. Upright is conflicts, arguments, fights. Okay? It could also be competition. So are you afraid of the competition? Well, with it being reversed, if you follow this, it's saying that all these fights and arguments, conflicts, could reverse themselves. Bring back that harmony. Okay? This sun could be turned upright. It could bring, or this sun could be turned back upright, bringing back the harmony and peace. Healing will be able to begin. Okay? It's about the conflicts ending, even eliminating your competition. You feel like you're in competition with somebody? You follow this advice about letting go. Let go of the past. Let go of these. Stop hanging on the lies and deceit and betrayal that you have been through. It's time to let go of it. This eclipse is about letting go. And that's what you need to let go of. Okay? Now, I am going to bring out the Power of Surrender cards. Okay? Okay, and we're going to see what messages. Okay, what messages do you have for us about letting go? What do we need to surrender? What advice do we need to surrender with this lunar eclipse on July 27, 2018? I just feel drawn to this card. It's trying to pop up. Surrender to prayer. Okay. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Okay? Stop trying to take matters into your own hands, is what I am getting with this card. Okay? Stop trying to take matters into your own hands. Surrender it over to prayer. Okay? Put your prayers out there. Meditate. Calm your mind. Calm your soul. Relax and visualize what you want. What problems are you bringing into this eclipse that you want this to resolve? Now is the time to start doing this. Do this every night. 15 minutes even if it's only for 15 minutes. Put it out into the universe with intent. Put it out there with all your heart, all your soul. Universe is going to answer you. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm going to use the Victoria Francis deck. This is about the shadow side. This is like a shadow type deck. This is a darker deck. And this is more for what part of your shadow side do you need to address. The shadow side is about your fears. Okay. What do you need to overcome? What do you need to take a look at? Most of us don't want to take a look at our shadows. Our shadows are the less positive aspects of ourselves. It's the side of ourselves that we don't like to show people. It's what's deep within us. And our lessons that we have to learn and how we deal with them. Okay? So the shadow side is something that you need to face. Something that you need to overcome. And this shadow thing would be a good opportunity to add into your prayers that you put out to God, the divine, spirit, the universe. What do you need help with? What do you need to face and conquer? Okay? Okay. The shadow side is facing the fear of the journey. You kind of want to stay where you're at right now because you're afraid of changes that are coming. This eclipse is going to bring change. Whether you like it or not, whether you go with it and take advantage of it, or if you fight it. Okay? This card is also about new opportunities and new beginnings waiting for you. So, we're going to revisit the tarot here for a minute and point out a couple things. This whole thing about letting go of your feelings of being defeated, okay? All your feelings of how you felt betrayed. Letting go of all that, okay? And this goes along with the ending of these conflicts, the fighting ending, even eliminating competition. Spirit keeps telling me eliminating competition too. They'll be eliminated. They'll be off the table. This could be a new birth, a new journey, if you let it, in your current relationship. A new journey that starts with healing and rest and reflection. Reflection. Turn this card upright. Start reflecting. Stop resisting. Okay? And it speaks volumes about going off in a new direction in your relationship. It is a journey at dusk. That reminds me of journey into your soul. Really not fearing your shadow side. Stop avoiding it. And this is an opportunity for you to conquer and overcome. This is a time to take advantage of overcoming those obstacles, those problems in your life. And as you work your way through life's obstacles, you will suddenly turn a corner and you'll arrive at a clear path. So I feel like that this eclipse is going to bring clarity to you of where you're going. And if you have been living life in the fast lane, or you must find a time to slow down and take each day as it comes. This card is saying that this is not that, okay, the eclipse is on Friday, Saturday, boom, everything's fixed. No. The eclipse brings upon a change, but you have to act on it. You're going to have to work at it. So keep in mind, Mars is still there in Aquarius right now. It's still retrograde. The eclipse happens, but it's still going to be there in Aquarius. The moon is going to stay in Aquarius for a day or so. So the eclipse might be gone, but you're still going to feel the effects. Okay? It will be fleeting if there's any really major conflict or anything. It could be a quick heated argument and be done and over with. But the long term, the big picture, is something that's going to happen over time, and it's not going to be overnight. This is just the beginning. Okay? And there is a need to move quietly forward. It's important. That's what's important now. The need to quietly move forward. Don't rush it. It's very important right now. And you do not have to rush decisions. Just take them as they come. Take your time. Instead of rushing, okay? Take your time at it.
It's 2:34 p.m.
Okay, so take your time at it and make the right choices. That's imperative to how things will work out in the future. So do not stress. And this is showing me here, this card is saying that the worst is behind you now. You've gotten through the worst. It's time to let it go. The future is looking bright. But remember, you have been through a lot lately. And you have to now also be kind to yourself and take things as they come. Take it at a pace that you choose. Okay, don't rush it. These two cards are fantastic together. They complement each other. You need to put trust in the universe and into your prayers. Your prayers are going to be answered. This is not going to be something that happens overnight. But this is what I have for you for this upcoming eclipse. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, watch out for, I'm going to have, if you would like this, it's $15. Use my PayPal link below in the description. And I will get your reading done as soon as possible. And you can order this, even though the eclipse happens on Friday, you're still going to feel the effects. I'm going to have this open until Sunday night. I'll probably close it sometime Sunday night. The ability to be able to order this. Okay, so I do thank you for watching and tuning in and sticking with me. And I will see you in the next video.